let's look at what would be your 30 days market strategy growth plan. I know we did discuss this last night, but I want to give it a more simplified view, a more very practical view, something that will actually be able to connect with. Because I know one big problem um, with content creators is where we get to run dry. Keep tapping the screen, keep tapping the screen, keep tapping the screen, keep tapping the screen. Yes, so is the challenge of running dry of content. Now, how do you go about this? Remember last night we did say we want our content to be able to educate, we want our content to be engaging, and we want our content to convert. Yes. Anytime you're dealing with an audience, there are two types of audiences. There is the warm audience and there is the cold audience. The warm audience are your friends, your acquaintances, the people that are known to you. The reality is they can get you started, but then they'll not get you far. They will not get you far. The cold market is the best. The cold audience is the best. People that you get to meet and you get to meet them for a specific. Rahab, welcome. Yes, welcome, Rahab. Yes, so being able, being able to meet, being able to meet new people and you're meeting them for a specific purpose is very, very rewarding. Now, how do you do your content? Week one, just focus on two things: introduction and engagement. Exactly what do we do? Yes, introduce yourself to your audience and what is your mission. Perhaps share part of your journey. How did you even get to discover this? What situation are you going through or are you going through? What motivated you to take action? So that, as I did say, this forms your strong why. This forms your strong why as to as to your commitment into this program. Then, what is the passive daily pay? Anyone would want to make money, especially for those people who are busy, but for people who are working, for people who want to start a side hustle by the side, you may want to start something that is going to pay you over time and that which is going to grow and eventually become your primary income source. So, explain the concept in a simple way, in a very engaging way. For example, uh, let's start from a very noble point. From a very noble point. Okay, so you get to ask people, so, like, how much time do you spend on TikTok? Like, now, for the ones who are on my live, how much time do you spend on TikTok? When you come to TikTok, what do you get to do? And suppose you could be able to convert that time with a smartphone that you are using into a way that can be income generating. Now that now basically you start to trigger the mind of your possible audience. Then share your your first passive income stream, and more so, um like your first sell, the first income that you made. How did that feel like? How long did that take? How did it come through? Where did it come through from? That kind of an experience. The reason is, yes, Joseph, hi. Yes, welcome, welcome. Okay, so um, so that you give your audience something that they can resonate with. All this time, in while you introduce yourself and engage, you are actually building connection. Let me tell you, friends, as I've said, there isn't such a good market as the cold market. And the cold market is the one that I have designed. Yes, Resh, hi. Now, if you have any questions, you can go to the comment section, or you can just put up your comments there or questions, and then we can tackle them as we move along. So, all what you're trying to do is to engage, is to have a connection, and as you do this, what is happening at the background? You are establishing trust. You are building trust. And there isn't something as valuable, especially in business, as being able to establish trust. Now, then you could pick on a day. So here we've been number 3. So perhaps on your day 4, encourage followers to ask questions about passive income. Yes, first of all, understanding what passive income is, what are the streams that you can use to generate passive income. Keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen, please. Yes. So how do you get to realize passive income? What can I do? What service can I sell? What product can I sell to make passive income? For example, selling an ebook. As a guest, not at the moment, please. But kindly, there's valuable content here. Just hang on there. So, you know, the beauty of an ebook, for example, you'll be able to design it once, and you keep selling and selling and selling and selling, provided that content solves somebody's problem, provided that content communicates value. Then pick a question, maybe from not necessarily day 4, but because your audience in their engagement, they'll be asking you questions. Pick on a question and create content on it and post. One, it shows that you are engaging, you are connecting with your audience, but also at the same time, you are also responding and again addressing somebody's problem. Talk about the importance of recurring income. Let me tell you, when you're in good shape, you're in good spirit, we go out and we create content. Beautiful, no problem, perfect. But at some point, maybe our engagement keeps us busy. Maybe somebody is unwell. Yes, Jackie, welcome. Jackie, welcome. Yes, so you are unwell, but suppose you just had a cycle that over and over is generating you income. You have a product that you do not have to be there to be able to make some money. That is what you are calling recurring income. And not just recurring income, but recurring income in a passive way. Yes, it does not take much of your effort. Remember, you only created this product once. You put it up, and then now continuously you are making income out of it. But while we are still there, because for this product that you have created, there will be questions that your audience will be asking. There will be questions. Now, what will that how is that important to you? Number one, it helps you to be able to either review your content or develop a supplementary product. So now, for example, if it is an ebook, now you can create a second ebook, and that gives you another income stream. Don't just design like the first product, then you wait for that to make you money. No, when the opportunity presents itself, create a product, another product, another product, but don't be in a rush to create so many products. Have like 3-4 products. Then now, from the comments or from the engagements that you're getting, you'll be able to decide or to determine what to revise and or what you could improve on. Yes, Let's see. There's a flash goal. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Then come the end of the week, you can do like a retreat or a review. Yes, where now you can be able to do some motivational message about building legacies. Yes, some motivational message about building legacies. In other words, what you are doing to do. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifts. Ochieng, welcome. Gracious, gracious Kate, thank you. Today you are on board. Gracious Kate, I sent you the joining link. I wish you could just join on the other end. Join on the other end. That is where the real content is. I can't see you, but let's keep rolling. Now, week 2, something magical is happening here. Something magical is happening here. Hello, James. And here you must start dealing with objections. What are the common myths about passive income? When somebody says, for example, I have tried this and it has never worked. I've tried digital marketing and it seems not to work for me. I don't like being in front of the camera. Um, you know, there will be all those man of stories. Please, it is your opportunity to debunk, to undo those perceptions. And then talk about the tools needed for online business. Okay. Yes, yes. Gracious, I get you. Okay. All right. Okay. Very, very much appreciated and welcome. Don't take long. Don't be in the call for long, Gracious. Okay. So I light on the essential tools or resources. Now, let me give some example here. For example, the use of AI tools such as ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is very good for idea generation, content generation. Um, you do not have to think through everything. A tool such as Canva. Canva is very good for images generation. You'll be able to use templates. Now, if you look at my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to get a link to them to my YouTube channel on my TikTok profile. Now, you look at the covers that I have for the video. That is number one AI generated, and then I've done the polish up using Canva. Now, Canva may sometimes not give you an exact template that you want. So, okay, again, there are many other tools that you can go for image generation. One of such is called ideogram. I use ideogram a lot for image generation. There's Kling. All that you need to be aware of is being able to manage the cost, because the free version just allows you to do so little, but also at the same time the accuracy of such tools. So such is very important. So get to understand what are the tools that you need. Now, what are the physical tools that I need? Like the ring light. I think when I was doing my initial videos, I did not have a ring light. So I would opt to do such during the day, and maybe on a bright day, maybe out there. Or if now I have to do it at night, the content did come out very well, or the videos did not come out so well. So what are the physical components that you need to be able to go online? Because sometimes you visit some channels or you look at some videos on some channels and they are looking super good. So the question is, so how can I make mine look as good as this? And you can even pop into those channels, engage with these people, ask them, how did you, or what tools do you use? Maybe what camera do you use? What lighting do you use? understand the tools that you need. Then you can pick on a case study. You can share a success story from your program. That success story doesn't have to be your story. Let's keep tapping the screen. Let's keep tapping the screen, please. It doesn't have to be your story. It can be somebody that you have mentored. And I'll tell you, there is nothing as beautiful as the success story of somebody who you have mentored. We normally say train, empower, and release. And then tips for beginners. Yes, now offer tips, offer advice for those who are just starting out. And I normally say to succeed, don't be so much pegged on um, charging for your content. Start by giving free content. You can even start by giving a free ebook. All what you want to do is to build audience, that will stick with you as you get to grow your business. Then live and question and answer questions. Sessions rather. Your audience prefer an interactive live session. If I have a question, because if you look at let's use our TikTok profile for example. Yeah, Wanjiru, welcome. Clinton, welcome. Moringo, welcome. Appreciated. So let there be a question and answer session, and especially let the questions come from your audience, because that way now you'll be able to connect with them. You'll be able to identify their pain points. Whatever my learning curve is not and will not be your learning curve. My background and your background are not necessarily the same, and therefore what is going through your mind, what you're experiencing, let's get to share that. And I always give an example of a video that I did a few weeks ago. It's on my account, and I felt that this storyline is super good, and it actually took me 2 days to do that video and edit, because every time I did it, I was not satisfied with how my content came through. So until I polished and I was sure that this is a killer, it's going viral. But what happened? It just turned out to be one of just those other videos. Then a few days later, I come home, I'm tired, but I just picked the phone because I had to do a post. And I do 3 videos. I pick one and post. Then the second one around 6:30 in the evening, I post, and then I forget about it. The following day morning, that video has gone viral. And it is also the same that very video right now as we speak, I think it has 90,000 or so views. So somebody may ask, but what makes some content go viral and what makes others not go viral? The reality is, let that not be a big problem. Let that, as much as it is important, it is good because it gives you better viewership, but that cannot be the sole purpose to convert. So those are issues that you can be able to address. Shiko, welcome. Kuchio, welcome. Shania, Moringo, much appreciated, welcome. Then go behind the scenes. Show a day in the life of managing your online business. Even before you get to do that, even behind the scenes of how you create. I have a collection of view videos that I've put together, or that I'm still putting together, because sometimes I get to shoot on something, then I realize that I have said something that perhaps was not meant to be part of the script, or if maybe I wanted to do like a 30 seconds video, by the time I deliver the message, I'm already at 40 seconds. So I have the option of having to edit that video or just having to redo it, because if I have to redo it, it means that it will not take more than 30 seconds, and I prefer having to redo it. Or I sometimes do a very good video, then I look at the when I review the video, I see, oh, my facial expression, even, or maybe the way I was dressed, maybe one side of the collar is up, there's something amiss. The reason why this is important is because others will be creating content. People will be creating content. They will be going through those challenges, and they will perhaps think that whatever they see others create and post is actually perfect, or is just like a one shot kind of content. No. So let others even connect with how you do your setup, with your. Thank you so much, Dr. Kiba. Daktari, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Daktari. Yes. So let others also connect with you. Rather, you get to see what others go through when they are generating their content. It is just as simple as that. Then we go to week 3, interaction and engaging content. Now, before I even start this, primarily, there will be 3 types of content that you will be creating. One, you can use stories. Stories are very good for connection. Stories are very good to help your audience see themselves in that particular position. Or basically, it is like a point of entrance, and connections are, and stories are very, very powerful. Keep tapping the screen, please. Keep tapping the screen. Patrick, welcome. Ishmael, welcome. Karanja, you've been here. Yeah, so let's hang on. Let's keep tapping the screen, please. Let's keep tapping. So, I said the first kind of content is storytelling. The second type of content is what you have called behind the scenes. Show people what happens, and I think I've already explained that adequately. The third type of content is conversion content. Now that you've been able to connect with your audience, you've been able to engage with your audience, now it's about time that your audience gets to commit. So now let's go to this. So you could create content on polling what is holding you back, because many times you'll find somebody is interested or is curious about the content, but there is something that is holding them back. And not holding back in terms of committing, or even holding back in terms of joining, or even in terms of creating content. Let's take some examples. There are people that will have the fear of the camera. And imagine, even if that person is just that person and the camera, just the person and the camera in the room and no one else. But by the very thought of I'm posting this content and it is going out. Thank you so much, Dr. Kibaria. Thanks so much, Dr. Kibaria. So, by the very mere fact that somebody is going to see me, that becomes a problem. There are those people that by the kind of job that they do, maybe they're in the corporate world, they're serving the government, and their code of ethics does not allow them to be on such a platform, then that is an obstacle. So what would be a solution? So try to engage to understand what their obstacle is. Someone else will tell you, yes, I am ready, I am available, but now I don't know what content I should create. I have no idea about what what service or what product I can offer. Somebody else has about 5-10 products. So can I be able to have a channel that will have all of them? Those are obstacles that people deal with. Then challenge announcement. So start a 5-day challenge relating to passive income. Yes. And challenges are usually very good because you're able to review uh, the progress. So we could say, like, say, day one, we learn how to use or to generate chat GPT prompts. Yes, so we say that day one we are focusing on chat GPT prompts. And when I'm talking about prompt, it's just a block of statements that you use to be able to generate your script. So we ask ourselves, what should my chat GPT script, for example, contain? So there has to be an introduction, which has to be a very strong statement. That very strong statement, we call it the hook. And the hook is meant to capture the visitor's attention. And then now from the hook, now we can you go and introduce yourself. Or you introduce the subject, then introduce yourself, and then now you go to the body. Then now you end with what we call to action, where you are prompting the visitor or the person that you're engaging with to take action. So we say the one we are dealing with ChatGPT. Maybe, so share the first step of the challenge. So the first step could be, how do we generate good hooks? A statement when like somebody says, stop scrolling and have a look at this. Or if you are a content creator and you have not watched this video, please don't create until you watch this video. That creates what? Curiosity. That creates curiosity. So the one who could say we are dealing with hooks. Then number two, how do I introduce myself? Yes. Now, just say your name and what you do. Say your name and maybe your purpose for this. Day three, the third step. Now, you have a hook. You've introduced yourself. Now, tell us what your content is all about. I'm so and so, and I'm a digital marketer. And then you could now from there run with your story. So the fourth step. Now the final step, this is where now you are calling the user to take action. Zungu, welcome. Janet Kariuki, welcome. Juguna, welcome. Oh, great. So share the final step, and normally that final step is call to action. And then encourage people to share. You see, like when you hear somebody say, so go to the comment section, make a comment, like my video, and share. Let me tell you, as much as it may sound so obvious, if you don't tell people to do this, it will not happen. They will not do it. But when you motivate them, when you tell them to do so, then they will take action. Now, week number four, now we are getting into serious business. Driving action. Results of the challenge. Highlight participant successes and learnings. Okay. So we could say part of our challenge on week 3 was for the content that we generated, post. So we could say like every day, just do one video and post. We know the stages and post. So now week 4, we come and review and we ask ourselves, so let's go to day 1. The first video that you did, how is that video performing? What are the things that you feel you did right, and what are things that you feel you did wrong or can be improved? Yeah, guys, join, keep on, yes, keep on tapping the screen. Thank you. Then now create a community. And that community could be like a WhatsApp group. So, or it could be like a what? Like a YouTube community. Discuss how being part of a supportive community can accelerate success. Let me tell you, the reality is we normally say if you want to get to a destination faster, run alone. But if you want to go far, walk with others. So getting to the destination alone will be faster, but will not go far. In other words, it's such an easy goal to achieve, but if you want to go far and beyond, have a team with you. Power of community. So, and those communities are good because that is where we get to share our experiences. That is where we get to share questions. See yourself as the mentor. See yourself as the mentor. And being the mentor, you have to respond to every inquiry, every question that is being put across. You will never get far. So have a community. Special offer announcement. Introduce like a time limited offer for your program. Yes. You may say, let me go back to the example that I used about ChatGPT. Or even you have some templates in Canva. Your audience are not that much knowledgeable in that particular product or about what you have created in the past. Make it available for a limited time. So you could say, for example, if you want to receive a free copy of my ebook, do this, do this, do this. And you'll be able to, they will be able to respond. Now, I'll tell you the most powerful thing behind doing this. You are actually generating leads. You are generating or you are building your target audience. And then frequently ask questions about your offers. Address some common questions about your special offer. Maybe somebody could ask about something that they feel is lacking. Somebody could be seeking for clarification. Somebody could be asking, how do you do this? Somebody could be asking, but why are you giving this for free? So once I get to join this program, then what can I be able to give for free? Because this is my interest area. Maybe I am interested in sports. Maybe football. So I'm creating content on football. Maybe I am creating content on health living. So what could be the special offer that I can be able to provide in that space? Asan, welcome. Zungu, yes, welcome. This is Juice, welcome. Super. Then last call for special offer. Create urgency around your offer deadlines. You could say, for example, your offer you could build your offer around your training. And you say beyond, so we have limited training slots. Book your slot now. There are 30 slots in total, and so far 16 have been taken away or have been booked. Then you have a countdown, so you only have like 3 slots left. Please book your slot now. Then celebrating successes. It is both good for you and for your followers. It may not be a huge win per se, but one, you can be able to see that you are making progress. You could be making progress in, for example, the quality of content that you are creating, so you're making much better quality. Maybe the following that you're getting, and even better still, success in terms of now you have started getting conversions. So now you're actually making some passive income. That is a success that you need to celebrate. Also celebrate your followers. Somebody came in, did not have faith in themselves, Now they have the confidence, and now they can be able to create content. They can be able to support others. They can be able to mentor others. At least there is growth. What is the future of passive income? Yes. Share some insights on upcoming trends in passive income, like the use of AI to create digital products. That is part of it. The use of AI towards creating content to push your products. Again, what is upcoming, as well as within your area of niche, what are the trends? What has been, what is, and perhaps where are we heading to? And then now, invitation to join the Legacy Builder program. Now, not only just the Legacy Builder program, but now inviting your followers, your audience, to subscribe into your product, to subscribe into your service. And this is where you highlight or discuss the benefits of that program, because somebody will not put in their resources into something that they feel is not giving them any value. So make that invitation to be sufficiently strong. We say to be what? To be compelling, to be inviting. You are calling upon them to take action. Then gratitude and next steps. Thank your followers for the engagement over the past 30 days and tease what's coming next. Now, for those who have been on or have ever been on my live, at the end of my life, I would give like a snippet into what will be coming next, what I'll be teaching next, what I'll be mentoring on next, so that if that is of interest to you, or even to create that curiosity for you to be available for the next session. Then tips for implementation. Oh yes, consistency. Try to post your videos at the same time each day to build a routine with your audience. Try to go live the same time each day to help you connect with your audience. Consistency, consistency, consistency. I always relate this to a shop. Think of the place that you go for your groceries, for example. And they normally, let me use this phrase, they normally open between 8 and 8:30. So today they could have opened at 8. Maybe yesterday they opened at 8:30. But suppose you have a scenario where they open at 8, the other day they open at 10, the day after in the afternoon, some day during the week they do not open. There is no consistency. And typically what is happening is you are pushing that customer away. You are pushing that customer away. Lastly, Lefty, welcome. Zonny Jones, welcome. Joe Black, welcome. Then you must engage with your audience. I would rather fail to post a number of videos that I intend, my 3 videos for the day, and I do 1 or 2, but I must respond to the comments and queries from my audience every single day. I must do that. My routine is when I wake up in the morning, as I'm having my breakfast, I will respond to those comments. Perhaps sometime during the day or in the evening, I will respond to those comments and messages. Because, it's like somebody's talking to you and you're not talking back. They will not hang on for long. So it is important that, yes, respond. And where there could be varying questions or comment, don't just give a generic response. Give a response that is typical to the comment or message that your audience have left behind. And then you use hashtags wisely. Yes, depending on the platform that you are on, whether YouTube, TikTok, name it, find the hashtags that relate to your niche. And you could normally, like for TikTok, maximum 5 hashtags. So number one, you could start with a broad hashtag like digital marketing, hashtag digital marketing. Then now you come down to a specific hashtag, like hashtag digital marketing for beginners. And then some other hashtag to promote your account. So hashtag the name of your account. Or you could even do the Nyamamake. Yes, welcome, welcome. Umunuru, welcome. Yes, hi. Yes, so hashtags are very important. Now, there are 3 things that you must match: your post title, the description of the post, and your hashtags. Those 3 are very important to help the algorithm be able to identify your content and push your content to the correct audience. Otherwise, when you have a mismatch, then you could have very good content going to the wrong audience, very good content not being pushed as much by the algorithm. So you need to be able to match that. You need to be able to match that. Then you need to track your progress. For TikTok, you need to be on the TikTok business account. The personal and light, they do not have very good analytical features. So because analytics will be able to show you the times when your content is being viewed, where the viewers are coming from, maybe demographics such as the gender, etc. And by so doing, you'll be able to determine whether your content has actually gone to the right people. If you are targeting people who are maybe between 30 and 35, and when you look at the analytics, you are seeing that your content is going to 60 and above or even below 20, it means that there's something that you may need to adjust on your offering or on your content, so that your content is directed to the right people. David, Patrick, rather, not David, Patrick.
Here I am.
Confirm, is the name David or Patrick? Because yesterday you are Davy.
Yeah, actually, I know that could be confusing because um, when I use a different
Right.
gadget,
Yes.
I have like 3 or so emails now. One of the emails is identified as Davy. Actually, it's Davy, not even David.
David.
Davy.
Yes. Yes.
When I use my laptop, which I used the other day, the first day, then it's identified as Patrick. So now I'm
Okay.
on the laptop.
Okay.
I'm one and the same.
Okay. Now I get it. Now those on TikTok, you can put your questions or comments. I get to respond. This is the time. Yes. So Patrick, now I'm back to you. This
Yes.
far before now we can move to the next thing. Um, any question from what we've had so far, or
Yeah,
comments?
I have like 2 questions.
Go ahead.
When you talk, I tend to pick some ideas that I feel I need some clarification on.
Yes.
And what my question is, I've had you, and of course I've had it elsewhere, that people buy value.
Yes, people
They
buy value.
not
That is the truth.
they do not necessarily buy goods or services. Uh, would it then be uh, a good ground for choosing a niche? Like, for example, I told you the other day my line of specialty is finance and
Yes.
specifically taxation. Okay?
Yes.
um, if I can be able to identify the problems people have, the problems people face in matters taxation,
Yes.
and formulate a content that will serve or will give some value in their problem solving in respect to taxation, would that then be a driver, so to speak, in my process of choosing a niche?
Very true. Very true. I agree with you. And let me tell you, like, I mean, let's just use the Kenyan scenario. Something as like being able to file returns, because
Yes,
that has to do with the taxation. Even being able to file returns,
yes,
you could even start by creating content on that. Now, there are people who maybe from what they do, they will need like some compliance certificate, but either they've not been able to, either they have not filed their taxes, they've not filed their taxes correctly. There is something that is just amiss. So that is, you've been able to identify a problem. And so you could have that, for example, as an entry point. Now, there are those organizations, especially small to medium enterprises, that have challenges with uh, keeping, I mean, their books of account, and also determining how much tax is payable, because many people or many organizations are afraid of, I mean, when it comes to declaring their income and whatever, you understand the process that is involved, to the point of now I know this is what I need to pay as my tax. So that is an area that you could be interested in. Like, for example, when you go to TikTok, get to search and follow consultants in taxation, and what somebody is talking about tax, somebody who talks about amnesties, waivers, what, and TikTok will almost always push this content to you. So as you go through this content, now you get to connect with the people's pain points. You see?
fine. That's great. Now that brings me to my
Second question.
secondary.
Yes.
The secondary question is what you call the CTA, call to action.
Yes, call to action. Yes.
Yes, and I'll give you an example, especially what I know. I mean, what I do day in day out. That is taxation. A lot many people fail in their inception of businesses simply because of taxation. They get into business, they don't even know that they are supposed to be paying taxes.
Yes.
Along the way, cover they are so indebted to the taxman and they fizzle out. Okay,
Yes.
so now if I had some call to action, like something like, "Are you intending to establish a business? If so, can you read this content?" Okay,
Yes.
I'm just imagining. Okay,
Yes.
now, if that was to be a call to action, I have heard you say that we first of all say who we are, we introduce ourselves, all those, and then your call to action was almost coming to the end. I don't know whether I'm thinking so far, but I tend to think the call to action has to be at the very inception of content creation so that you can trigger the interest of your audience, so to speak, so that he can take the action of going through the content and possibly convert.
Now that call into, I mean, that call to action. So whatever you want now to come at the very inception, instead of telling them download this or do this, convert that to a hook. Convert that to a
Mhm.
hook, because the sole purpose for the hook is to grab attention. So once now you have
Yes.
grabbed the attention, introduce yourself, proceed to deliver the content. But now you cannot just leave the client hanging. Now that is where now you drop your call to action. As you are saying, maybe you could have something like, Have you been having trouble filing your taxes? Please don't proceed without reading this, or then this video is for you. So the moment now you say that, because you have connected directly with the followers problem.
Mm-hmm.
So this video is for you. So now I see that and listen. So this video is for me in what aspect? Then you get to introduce yourself, you address my problem, and then now you tell me what to do. So you could say, go to my comment section or go to my profile, click on this. There is a free template, or there's a free something to download. Now, anytime you are giving something for free, you must also get something in return. Your interest could have been you want the contact so that you can be able to reach out to them. So now you could now give, of course, whatever you are giving for free will provide sufficient information now to get to, not to solve the problem really, but want to understand the problem, but most importantly, also to appreciate that there is somebody who has a solution to my problem. Now they seek you out. And that is what I was calling attraction marketing. Now they seek you out. Now, does it now is it complete? When now
That
you
is great.
structure that way.
Finally, you also talked about interacting with your audience after going through that cycle.
Yes.
I wanted to lean towards it being a feedback loop. Like, for example, you gave us a story that you came up with some recipe, or was it? I can't
Yes.
remember well what
Yes.
this was about.
Yes.
But when people who knew all about recipes came to you and they wanted you to expound, you were not able to.
I was not
Now,
able
with
to,
that,
because that was because that was not my niche. When I was getting started, I just went out and searched for niches that are and evergreen, and I saw nutrition and this. So I did a bit of Google, and I said, so I could do some content in this. But as now my audience was getting hooked into
Mhm,
my product, into what I was offering, then I
mhm,
come and discover what? Here is another problem. And the problem is I am not an authority in that area. So when now they start
mhm,
asking questions, and some of these people are actually professional nutritionists, others were medical, were in the health sector. I could not, so I just had to let go. So yes, so pick a niche that, of course, one, you're solving somebody's problem, but you're also knowledgeable in the same. That is extremely, extremely powerful.
Now, I just wanted to make comment on that. This is not really a question, but I wanted to say,
Yes.
just like you told us yesterday, that you should be persistent. You don't have to give up that easily, because the success in marketing will not just come in a bang. It has to
Yes.
take some process.
Phoebe, welcome.
Yes,
Yes.
your coach shouldn't have just given up. Maybe you should have gone a little further, do some research in nutrition, and maybe come up with the proper answers for their queries. And somehow that would have served as an improvement mechanism, a feedback loop that would make you even improve more on your content.
I
Because
agreed
then,
with okay, I agreed with you. The only reason why I chickened out is that I knew, number one, from where I stand, it is not within the scope of my interest area.
mhm,
So at the point in time when I got started to this, and these are some of the mistakes that people make when they're getting when they're getting started. The mistake I made was, yes, I went for a good area, but that which was outside my interest. You see, like right now, I told you I'm a teacher, and part of what I teach is digital marketing. So when I'm talking about digital marketing, and I'm even now confronted with maybe something that I'm not very sure of, then I have no problem, because I can go back, dig on it, it makes me better, then I come back and offer that solution. But about nutrition, it is not my piece of cake. So I said I would rather just let this fizzle away, but I come back to something that I know I am comfortable with.
thank you. In fact, that's what I wanted you to say. That in the process of choosing a niche, one, you must have some knowledge in it. But
Yes.
again, above all, there should be some element of interest, some significant element of interest. Otherwise, there are so many things we know. I'm also a teacher, just like you know,
Mm.
but teach mathematics. I no longer teach mathematics. I'm deep into taxation and finance. So I would not like to choose something in mathematics because I no longer have interest in it. So in the process of choosing a niche, number one, do not just look at one that is trending.
Yes.
And number two, you must have some knowledge. But
Yes.
above all, interest in it so that you enjoy the process of posting and posting and posting and posting.
Exactly. Exactly. And I like that last part that you talked about, keeping on posting and posting and posting. Those on TikTok, let me just bring you up to speed. So, what we're discussing here is how do you get to pick your niche? It has to be one that is within your scope of interest. Now, coming back to what Patrick has said, how do I get posting, posting, and posting and posting? The truth is this: you can actually generate 10 posts about the same concept, and each of them appears fresh. Yes, you can see there are similarities, but the way you phrase each, it appears to be very, very fresh. And that is what keeps your audience engaged over and over and over and over. Again, don't forget, the post that one person sees is not going to be the same that will be pushed to someone else until or unless they choose to come to your account and they watch a video. I mean, each video I mean, rather, they choose now to choose the videos that you have posted. Anything else that we can talk about, Patrick?
No, no, no. For me, I'm done. I'm grateful. I've understood. I've enjoyed it,
Yes.
and I'm happy.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, just hold on there. Hold on there. So, for the ones on TikTok, any question, any comment? I want to end the live on TikTok. I want to end the live on TikTok. So thank you so much. On TikTok, we'll be doing our training every day from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the evening, and you are much welcome. Let's learn with digital marketing. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you
so
so much,
Patrick,
and good night to everyone.
Patrick,
Yes, please.
sasa tumebaki wawili.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so now we can discuss things that are typical to us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a question and my recommendation.
Yes.
Um, some of these, so some of the things that now, I mean, the best way now moving forward would be now we start learning while we are in this system,
Yes.
and I don't know, um, at the back of your mind, because now I can see your interest. I mean, your area of interest is now forming in line
Yes.
with the, yeah, in line with what you are very good at. So
Yes.
now the next thing is now to start creating content and then now learning how you can be able to build on that. I mean, basically
Yes.
now getting into it.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. My advice is now to pick
Yes.
on what? To pick on tuliziita aje? Yes, to pick on one of those levels or one of those programs,
Yes.
and then now get started, so that where now
Yes.
you get stuck in terms of content creation, we can actually now be able now to address that directly in the
Yes.
community, or basically just on one until
Yes.
you are able to stand on your own.
Yes.
Yes, so give me your take.
Now, well, I also wanted to talk about that.
Yes.
But remember the first day I asked you when do you think one can join, and you said you join when you are ready. Okay.
Correct. That is the truth.
I I still feel there are a few gaps here and there,
Yes.
and my plan was to get it by the end of this month. Okay, to get the
Yes.
very elementary one. You called it the
The launch pad.
launch pad. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So my intention was to get it by the end of this month.
Yes.
Because of course I have some commitments. You realize we are
Understand.
parents, so we have.
Understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
my plan was to get by the end of this month.
Yeah.
Uh, while I have set aside a few of the commitments that I have on hand as I'm talking to you now,
Yes.
so that when we hit next month, I
Yes.
should start creating some content.
Yes.
And I wanted you to explain well, because you told me even you started with the launch pad and
Mm-hmm.
eventually headed to the following levels, the subsequent levels, and until you reach the apex.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's my plan, to have it by at least the end of this month,
Mm.
then hit next month running.
Good. Now, while you are still there,
Hmm.
okay. Now let me call you. I mean, let me call this your takeaway assignment for tonight.
Yes,
Start thinking of the name that you're going to use. What the one that
yes,
will be your domain, yeah. In other
yes,
words, what I would want, for example, like we get to do tomorrow.
yes,
I want us tomorrow we do something very short but very precise.
yes.
Um, like I get to show you how do you get to determine, even for me. By the time
Mm,
I mean came up with the scale with Cyprian.com. My initial one I
mm,
liked. I actually liked it much better. Grow with Cyprian.com, but
mm,
I had a problem with where I registered, so
mm,
that was a challenge. But
mm,
eventually, I sought for something that was close to that. So that is how now I got scaled with Cyprian, and so number one, how I mean what brand shall you use to do what to as your business name. Then
mm,
a
mm,
challenge that I experienced locally, because this is a Mzungu program. The
mm.
challenge that I experienced, I